Here's what's happening right now. Hard to beat where we ended up this afternoon, but could be another foggy start as we begin our Friday. We'll check that out straight ahead. Paula.
Fresh from Florida, we're talking about adoptable animals who are going from palm trees to pine trees, sun to snow, flood zone to finally safety zone.
Also, first at 4, a brief police chase in Southfield. This is how it ended. We'll tell you what happened before the crash. Up first, most of you know Amazon from online shopping, but many of you could see that name on your paycheck in the future. But even this good news does come with a few concerns.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, 1,000 full-time jobs coming to Macomb County thanks to Amazon. The online retail giant is opening a new fulfillment center in Shelby Township sometime next year. Although many residents are really excited, they do have some concerns.
I think it's wonderful. It helps the economy.
The roads are plugged up, and so it's going to be worse.
Since 2016, Amazon has announced multiple facilities in Michigan, including Livonia, Romulus, Brownstown, and a corporate office in Detroit. The new facility will be 1 million square feet. Moving to Southfield, this was the scene after a brief police chase right there. That brief chase happened in a neighborhood near 12 Mile and Evergreen Roads. Police responded to a home invasion report off of East Larkmore. They say that's where several men entered a home and took items from inside. When officers confronted them, the suspects tried to drive away, but their car actually ran into a police cruiser head-on. 4 suspects are now in custody. Since this morning, we do have some new information on a crash involving a mother and her 2 children on the city's east side. We've learned the mother was driving on a suspended license. She is not suspected of driving drunk, though she hasn't been charged yet. Police say she drove into a tree late Wednesday night. The woman's 12-year-old is in critical condition. 8-year-old is listed stable. New at 5. We're going to take a closer look at this mom's driving record. She's had a few run-ins with the law. What we have learned tonight at 5. The man arrested in connection to a major counterfeit operation appeared in front of a judge earlier this afternoon. 30-year-old Sean Ingram of Simi Valley, California, is charged with 9 felony counts, including counterfeiting linked to cases in Lansing, Shelby Township, and Ann Arbor. Ingram was tracked to a hotel along State Street in Ann Arbor this morning after a gas station clerk reported a counterfeit $20 bill. Police say numerous counterfeit bills were passed in the Ann Arbor area over the last several days. Police discovered what's being called a mobile counterfeit lab with sheets of counterfeit money and cards inside his car and hotel room. In your first forecast, our weather is falling into a pretty nice groove. Ben Bailey says we're actually having a 80s flashback. Hey, Ben.
Yes, Karen, we will at some point. The more immediate concern is going to be this fog that showed up this morning and could be back with us tomorrow morning as well. You can see how it just was spread over most of the area, especially in our west zone. Cleared out pretty quickly once the sun came up and turned into a gorgeous day, but we could be right back in the same spot tomorrow. Here's the fog forecast, and we will see that spread over a good chunk of the area, but tonight and into tomorrow morning could be just a little bit thicker out towards the east side lakes. We've got a little bit of a southeast flow that could be bringing in some of that moisture, making that fog a little bit more dense there. Still holding on till about 9, 10 in the morning, and then the skies are clear and we go mostly sunny for a gorgeous afternoon. You can check temperatures for tomorrow and the rest of the 10-day forecast in our local forecasters app. Download it for free in your app store by searching WDIV. Karen?
Deal or no deal? It's been a bit confusing trying to piece together what exactly happened when President Donald Trump met with top Democrats, but it looks like something's in the works. Devin joins us with the very latest, and Devin, already the president is coming under fire from some conservatives about this deal.
It's so true, Karen, but you're right. It's been a little confusing. The president made it clear today that any deal to fix DACA is not amnesty. He also confirmed the outlines of any plan would come with stronger border restrictions.
We're not looking at citizenship, we're not looking at amnesty, we're looking at allowing people to stay here. We're working with everybody, Republican, we're working with Democrat. I just spoke with Paul Ryan, he's on board, everybody's on board. They want to do something. We're not talking about amnesty, we're talking about taking care of people people that were brought here, people that have done a good job and were not brought here of their own volition.
Well, House Speaker Paul Ryan called the president's dinner with Democratic leadership last night, quote, a discussion, not an agreement or a negotiation. Based on the president's comments, funding for a border wall is not a part of the talks, but a deal would include beefed up security measures. House Democratic Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi says she trusts President Trump to shield about 800,000 young immigrants from being deported.
This is about not just the young people. That would be justification enough to do this. This is about who we are as Americans, and it's pretty exciting that so many people are rallying to the Dreamers.
Now, news of this potential deal was met immediately with criticism from conservative Republicans and Breitbart News, run by the president's former chief strategist Steve Bannon, went so far as to label the president Amnesty Don, which led to the remarks that we heard earlier from the president saying this was not amounting to amnesty. Karen, any deal finalized still going to have to go through the Republican-controlled Congress, so the debate over the Dreamer program, you can't call it over in any way.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the latest on that, Devin. Meantime, the president also spent time with hurricane victims in southwestern Florida today. The president has praised the first responders and says the state of Florida is doing a good job of responding to this disaster. The president, First Lady, and Vice President Mike Pence were handing out meals to people in a Naples mobile home community torn apart by Irma. Meantime, the newest video from the Caribbean is hard to watch. A resident of Tortola in the British Virgin Islands says the island feels like Armageddon. British officials are denying they've been slow to respond, saying they've sent more than 700 soldiers and 50 police officers to help restore order. In other developments, the investigation into the deaths of 8 senior citizens at a nursing home continues this afternoon. According to one estimate, the power is out at 64 of the state's 683 nursing homes. The Veterans Administration is opening beds to non-military people if they have beds available. Across the state, nearly 2.7 million homes and businesses are still in the dark today, and Florida's Chief Justice has started extending legal deadlines for storm victims who need some extra time because of the storm. And in the middle of the hurricane disaster, pets can often get lost or even be left behind. Many animals will be rescued from the Caribbean to Texas and Florida. Animal shelters in the hard-hit areas need to make room for all those lost pets, and the Michigan Humane Society is playing a key role in those rescues. Our Paula Tutman met with some workers who brought dozens of animals to Metro Detroit, hoping they will find some new families here.
This has just plain been a long haul for these dogs. I mean, literally, a straight overnight drive from Florida. New people, new smells. Isn't that right? A new state, a new situation, but it is nothing that love can't fix. This afternoon outside the Michigan Humane Society campus in Westland, a Downton Abbey caliber welcome for both heroes and waits. The heroes, members of the local Humane Society team who left Labor Day, traveled to hurricane-ravaged Florida and Texas. They return with 28 animals, dogs, that need to be adopted.
Communities need to band together to overcome these types of issues and support each other. Here we go.
These are dogs from a shelter in Florida because so much effort is made to reunify lost pets with lost owners separated in the storms. The Florida shelter has to clear its kennels of adoptable animals to make room for recovered pets.
Ready to go get some food? Want some breakfast?
And so these dogs come to Michigan in search of love and emotional healing.
There you go, Mama. There you go. Very humbling. Going down to Houston for what these people have gone through in the last few weeks, and still the hospitality that they gave us as a team, as a group, you know, it's just like, I'm in awe.
Veterinarian Dr. Robert Fisher and volunteer Larry Wilhelm drove straight through the night from Florida to Michigan to minimize the stress on the animals. Once they arrived at the Westland campus, they have to be assessed and evaluated.
Yes, a couple of them when I was bringing them in, they had some ticks, so I wanted to do a nice thorough
Hash Brown,
look around on you.
A terrier of some type, had a tick.
We just kind of put them in here to kill them and make sure that we got the...
And then another tick.
That was a good one, buddy boy.
And then the realization.
Got all of that one.
Here's another one. Poor guy.
Yeah.
A tick infestation. He will be dipped, treated, and health checked and made perfectly perfect for a Michigan Forever family.
You got two right there.
Stay with us. It's 6 o'clock. They actually talk about how overwhelming it was to see hundreds of displaced animals coming at them every single day. It absolutely leaves a mark. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
The Florida-Michigan dogs will go through a complete health screening before being eligible for adoption. You can share Paula's story with friends who might want to adopt by sending them to our All for Pets page at clickondetroit.com. Still ahead, it's a Hollywood Instagram investigation. Why federal regulators are questioning several celebrities about what they post on social media. Also, a baseball shocker. Look at the banner unfurled during a major league game. The message behind the banner and what happened to the people responsible. And pop star Selena Gomez reveals a big secret from over the summer. Why she's been out of the public eye. It's one of our trending stories. First at 4.
Coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
Do you do when you're one of the last neighbors standing on a street in Detroit?
I would like for them to come and tear these houses down.
Neighbors and the city have to come together, and they have to get creative. We'll show you how.
First at 4, we are back with stories making headlines all across America. A teenage suspect is in police custody right now after police say he opened fire in his Washington State high school. That shooting left one classmate dead and 3 others injured. It all happened Wednesday at Freeman High School just outside of Spokane. A student was killed when he tried to confront the suspect who had injured 3 others. That student today is being called a hero for their actions. This all came just one day after the school had a lockdown drill to prepare for the same exact situation. Take a look at this banner that appeared during a Red Sox game at Fenway Park. It says racism is as American as baseball. It happened last night during the 4th inning as the Sox played the Athletics. 4 people were ejected but won't face charges. Some fans were confused about what the protesters were trying to say. One protester clarified, saying it was an anti-racism banner calling attention to previous complaints about bad behavior at Fenway. The Red Sox say the protesters were kicked out because stadium policy forbids any banners of any kind. Well, if you were out and about this afternoon, perhaps grabbing lunch or doing errands, you were one of the lucky ones because, man, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, it really is going to be hard to complain, not only about today, but most of the days that we've got coming.
That's fun, right?
It is.
Got to end somewhere on a bang.
Especially, yeah, with the weekend in view. We're at 73 right now. You can see the cooler temperatures from what is left of Irma, but this is what is headed in our direction. The 80s at least. I think 91 is probably going to be a little much to hope for, but temperatures definitely on a warming trend as we head into the upcoming weekend. And it is beautiful out there right now. 73, we've got some cumulus clouds, but non-threatening. Winds are calm, and that pressure right in the middle there, 29, 91. So neither high nor low, but we really don't have a whole lot of rain in the forecast. As Irma departs, there are some showers that are building along a cold front that's up there on the Canadian border. It's going to be Sunday night into early Monday before that gets here, and by the time it does, it doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot of moisture there. So generally, most of the upcoming 7 days are looking dry. Here's how tonight's going to shake out. The clouds that are out there, those cumulus clouds, are going to take off. That'll leave us clear, and just about that time, that's when the fog starts forming. A little difficult to tell, but there are going to be patches, especially here on the east side, where we could be seeing that patchy, dense fog again tomorrow morning. And then going into the afternoon, though, plenty of sunshine. I think any of those cumulus clouds that form are probably going to be here in the middle of the state. A lot of us are going to be sun splashed for the rest of Friday. Temperatures inching up a bit, but we're going to get that big warm up heading into Friday. And Storm Pin showing some of that fog from this morning. This is out in North Branch, and we could have a repeat performance as we start out our Friday morning commute. Otherwise, temperatures tonight going down to 59. Skies on the clear, especially as we get past sunset tonight, and that fog will be developing mainly after midnight. 4-zone forecast is looking at high temperatures tomorrow, and yeah, they are a little bit different than today. A little bit warmer, could touch 80 there at West Bloomfield and Troy, but generally upper 70s here in our metro zone for tomorrow afternoon. South zone temperatures upper 70s, but that southeast wind keeping things cool here out towards Lake Erie. 73 in both Monroe and Luna Pier. West zone temperatures far away from those east side lakes. Look like you're going to hit the 80s in most of those spots. Ann Arbor and Canton, the exceptions there in the upper 70s. And north of M59 could be seeing some 80s too here inland in Rochester Hills, Waterford and Ortonville, but generally 70s, again, especially towards the lakes where it's going to be a little bit cooler. Up in Lexington. 72 is as good as you're going to get. But look at this weekend, 82 Saturday and Sunday, mostly sunny skies for that entire stretch. That's our one shot of rain there on Monday. But other than tomorrow, every single day through Thursday of next week, high at 80 or above. Karen?
All right, we'll take it. Thank you very much, Ben. Still ahead, the most popular baby names in Michigan. A lot of people talk about this topic, whether you are looking for ideas or perhaps there's some names you might want to avoid. We'll show you the list. Plus, the nun with a chainsaw is reacting to this video going viral. Her explanation for why this happened when we come back.
The local.
In today's trending stories, several social media celebrities are actually facing a deadline as part of a federal investigation. Earlier this year, the Federal Trade Commission launched a crackdown on celebrities who push products on places like Instagram. The FTC wants to know if they're getting paid. Celebrities like Lindsay Lohan, Vanessa Hudgens, and Naomi Campbell have been asked for some more information. The celebrities have until September 30th to respond. A lot of people are talking about this story on social media today, and we're talking about pop star Selena Gomez after she announced she had a kidney transplant this summer. She posted this photo of her with her best friend. And Francia Razia is a really good friend because she donated one of her kidneys to Gomez. Gomez is living with lupus and blames the disease for her failing kidneys. Gomez says she wanted fans to know why she was not out there promoting her new album. That's cool. It really was cool. Oh, this is pretty cool too, Ben. Many of you've probably seen this viral video of a nun using a chainsaw to clear hurricane damage in Miami. The first tweet of Sister Margaret Ann going to work on those tree branches has been shared thousands of times. Well, now she's speaking out for the first time, and it's no surprise. She says the whole thing happened very naturally for her.
There was a need, and I tried to do what was there, and by the God's grace, I had the tool to do it, I had the chainsaw, and I was able to help out. That's all I wanted to do.
A local police officer took the first video of the nun who was chopping tree branches in the hot sun for hours. She was clearing the trees so neighborhood cars could get in and out of the street that was blocked.
So she just had a chainsaw.
Well, you know, these nuns are always prepared, right? Yeah.
So.
Okay, this is trending right now. Baby names trending this afternoon as the Social Security Administration is out with the top names here in Michigan for 2016. So let's take a look at the top 4 names for boys. Noah, Mason, Benjamin.
Oh, how about that?
And Liam. Are you a Benjamin or are you a Ben? What are you official?
Full name Benjamin.
Look at you being so popular, Ben. Well, the top 4 names for girls are Ava, Olivia, and Emma. Also Charlotte. If you think about it, though, that last one might have gotten a boost from Prince William's daughter.
It's all
Charlotte.
cyclical, though. I mean, you wonder when these kids grow up, if
I know,
like, going to be in.
I know, because before, like, Henry was never popular. Now it's so darn cute.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, we posted the entire top 10 list at clickondetroit.com if you want to check it out. Well, still ahead, remember this image from Hurricane Harvey. Remember that hawk hitching a ride in a taxi cab? We have an update on a bird that captured a lot of attention.
Local 4th grader was having the time of her life at sleepaway camp.
They had made the decision to send her to the emergency room.
When suddenly she had to be rushed to the hospital and into emergency surgery.
And had she not gotten it removed when she did, she could have become septic.
Now this mom is sharing an urgent warning for other parents.
This is an innocent thing where a kid was just having fun and had no idea the harm that she was doing to herself.
Tomorrow at 11, how a snack you probably have in your pantry right now made one local girl so sick she needed surgery.
We're the Motor City.
Finally, first at 4 during Hurricane Harvey, it was one of those images that went viral.
It was hard to believe when you saw it, but you might remember a hawk that took refuge in a taxi just before that storm moved into Texas. The hawk was injured, but she refused to get out of the cab.
Well, the driver took her to a wildlife center where she spent the past 2 weeks in rehab. Today, she was released back into the wild. Wildlife experts say she probably wouldn't have survived the storm if she hadn't ended up in his cab.
I wouldn't have gotten out of the cab in a hurricane.
That look, it was like, no. Thank you so much for joining us for First at 4. We're back in a half hour with Local 4 News at 5. Inside Edition is straight ahead.